Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe. Get ready for real emotional and thrilling stories from Black adults that will keep you hooked till the end. Drifting into the dark, the ocean was quiet. Too quiet. Waves lapped softly against the boat as it drifted farther from the docks, carrying Mia and me into the dark open water. The night sky stretched endlessly above us, cold and starless. Like even the universe had turned its back on what we'd just survived. Mia sat beside me, knees pulled to her chest, arms wrapped tightly around her legs. Her clothes were torn, her face bruised, and her eyes were filled with a kind of exhaustion I'd never seen before. She whispered, "Ava, is she alive?" Mrs. Clark. The last thing I saw was her falling to her knees while gunfire lit up the dock behind us. The memory burned painfully inside me. "I don't know," I answered softly. My voice cracked. "But she saved us. She fought for us. And we're going back for her." Mia looked at me with a mix of hope and fear. "You promise?" I reached over and squeezed her hand. With everything in me. The boat rocked gently, pushing us farther from the chaos. But the peaceful motion didn't soothe me. If anything, it made me more restless. We weren't safe. Not even close. The masked woman's voice still echoed in my mind, sharp and cold. "Your sister Maris the names. She's the biggest threat." That meant as long as Mia was breathing, they would never stop hunting her. And because I refused to leave her, they would never stop hunting me either. I stared out at the endless stretch of black water, wondering how long we had before they found us again. Mia tugged at my sleeve. "Ava, look." I followed her gaze not far away beyond the open water as single red light blinked. Not from land. Not from another boat. It was stationary, glowing faintly like a warning signal in the middle of the ocean. I frowned. "What is that?" "I don't know," Mia whispered. "But it's not supposed to be there." As we drifted closer, shapes began to form around the light metal beams, antennae, and a small floating platform. It looked like an old research station, abandoned and silent, anchored miles from shore. Mia's voice trembled. "Why would something like that be out here?" "I don't know." I scanned the structure carefully. "But maybe we can dock there for a moment, hide, rest." "Is it safe?" "Safe? No," I admitted. "But safer than being found in open water." I guided the boat slowly toward the platform. As we neared it, the air grew colder. The structure towered above us like a forgotten ghost, covered in rust and shadows. Mia whispered, "Ava, I don't like this." "Me neither," I said honestly. "But we don't have any other options." I tied the rope around a metal post and helped Mia climb onto the platform. Our footsteps echoed against the steel, sounding much louder than they should. The ocean was so quiet I could hear my heartbeat. I tried to steady my breathing. "Let's check inside. Maybe there's a radio. Maybe even a map." Mia nodded, though she looked like she might collapse at any second. I wrapped an arm around her as we walked toward the only door. It was slightly open. Not forced. Just waiting. The smell hit first stamp, metallic, old. Dust floated in beams of moonlight. Broken monitors lined the walls, and papers were scattered across the floor like someone had left in a hurry. Mia whispered, "This place gives me chills." "It's abandoned," I whispered back. "Probably used years ago." But there was something else in the air. A heaviness. A presence like someone had been here recently. I scanned the room and froze. There was a jacket draped over the back of a chair. Not dusty. Not old. Fresh. My voice tightened. "Mia, someone is here." She grabbed my arm, fear flashing across her face. "Should we leave?" Before I could answer, a loud metallic clang echoed somewhere deeper inside the station. Mia gasped. I instinctively pulled her behind me. Footsteps followed, slow, deliberate, approaching. I backed us toward the exit. "Stay behind me." My pulse pounded. The footsteps grew closer. Then a shadow appeared in the doorway of the inner room. I held my breath. The figure stepped forward, covered in a black hood, face hidden. Not the masked woman. Someone else. Someone calm, controlled, silent. He stopped a few feet away, head tilted like he was studying us. Mia whispered, Who are you?" The figure didn't answer. Instead, he raised his hand slowly and dropped something onto the floor with a metallic clink. A bullet. Not fired. Offered. I stiffened. What do you want? Finally, he spoke, voice deep, steady, terrifyingly calm. You shouldn't have run. Mia gasped. He continued. They're coming for both of you. She ordered it herself. My blood ran cold. You mean the masked woman? He nodded once, and she wants you alive. His eyes flicked to Mia. Both of you. Why? I demanded. The man stepped closer, and in the moonlight, I could finally see his expression through the shadow, not angry. Not cruel. Just resigned. Like he knew something we didn't. His voice dropped to a whisper. Because the real enemy hasn't shown her face yet. I don't remember how long I sat on the cold floor of Liam's hidden cabin, staring at the map pinned to the wall. My mind felt numb, like someone had unplugged all the wires inside my head. Every new clue pointed to one truth: Mrs. Clark wasn't working alone. And whoever her partner was, they were smarter, stronger, and far more dangerous. But I didn't tell Liam that because the truth was, I wasn't sure if I could trust him completely anymore. He walked back into the room carrying 2 mugs of coffee. You didn't sleep at all, did you? He asked softly. I shook my head. I couldn't. Every time I close my eyes, I see Mia calling my name, and then disappearing into the dark. He sat across from me, his eyes heavy with concern. We'll find her, Ava, no matter who's involved. His voice was steady, but something underneath it trembled fear. Or guilt? I wrapped my arms around myself. Liam, can I ask you something? And I want the truth. No deflecting, no excuses. He nodded slowly. Anything. I swallowed hard. Yesterday? That man who attacked us outside the motel. He knew your name. He said, you should have stayed out, Liam. What did he mean by that? His jaw tightened. His fingers tapped against the mug. A long silence stretched between us. Finally, he spoke. I used to work for Mrs. Clark, a long time ago. My heart dropped. I stared at him, speechless. You what? It was years before you came back, he said quickly. I didn't know what she was doing back then. I was just a kid looking for a job. Her foundation paid well. I did paperwork, deliveries, small things. But you left, I said, though my voice cracked. Yes, he whispered. When I realized people went missing around her, when she asked me to watch someone for her, I knew something was wrong. I walked away, but she never forgot. I pressed a hand to my forehead. Liam, why didn't you tell me? Because I thought you'd run, he said quietly. And I can't lose you. Not when Mia still needs us. I took a long breath. My heart hurt, but something inside me understood. He had secrets, but in this world everyone did. Before I could speak again, Liam's phone buzzed. A blocked number. We both stiffened. He put it on speaker. A distorted voice filled the room. Ava, time's up. My blood froze. Mia? I whispered. No. The voice chuckled darkly. But I can take you to her. If you're brave enough. Liam stepped closer to the phone. Who is this? The voice ignored him. Ava. Go to the abandoned railway tunnel, alone, midnight, if Liam comes. Mia suffers. The line cut instantly. My legs felt weak. Liam cursed under his breath. Ava, this is a trap. They're trying to isolate you. I didn't disagree. But Mia, my Mia, what if she was inside that tunnel right now? I grabbed my jacket. I don't care. I'm going. Liam blocked the door. No, not alone. I pushed him, hard. Liam, she's my sister. I'll walk into hell for her. His face twisted in pain. He stepped aside slowly. Then I'm going to protect you, whether I'm allowed to come or not. I didn't answer. I couldn't. The night was thick with fog when I reached the old railway tunnel. My flashlight beam looked weak against the massive darkness swallowing the entrance. Every step echoed behind me, like the tunnel was breathing. Ava? A faint whisper drifted from somewhere deep inside. My heart hammered. Mia, is that you? No answer, just another whisper. Closer this time. Turn back. I took another step, then froze. A figure stepped out of the shadows. Tall, covered in black. A mask hides the face, but the voice. Smooth, confident, too familiar. Ava, the person said. You should have stayed away. I gripped my flashlight like a weapon. Who are you? Where is Mia? The figure tilted its head. Oh, Mia is safe. For now, but you. You've made too much noise, Mrs. Clark warned you. My breath caught. So you do work for her? A laugh, low, cold. I don't work for her. She works for me. My stomach flipped. Before I could react, the masked figure lunged, grabbing my wrist, twisting it behind my back. I gasped in pain. Stop, let go. The person leaned close. You want the truth? Then you'll come with me. Suddenly, behind us, a shout. Ava. Leon's voice, running. Fast. The masked figure shoved me forward and hissed in my ear. Tonight, Ava. You learn who the real enemy is. And then everything went black. Asterisk, when I opened my eyes, everything hurt: my shoulders, my wrists, even my jaw. The air felt cold and metallic, like the inside of an old storage unit. A sharp ache pulsed at the back of my head where I'd been struck. For a moment, I couldn't remember where I was. Then it hit me. The tunnel. The masked figure. Leon Sis is shouting my name. Darkness is swilling me. I pushed myself up, wincing. My hands were tied in front of me with a thick zip tie. A small light flickered above, barely illuminating the room. Concrete walls. No windows. One metal door, asterisk, a basement. A hideout. A place no one would find easily. I swallowed hard, trying to steady my breathing. Mia? I whispered. Please be here, please. Before I could stand, I heard a faint scraping noise like footsteps dragging across the cement floor. I pressed my back against the wall. Heart racing. The door unlocked with a sharp click. I braced myself. But it wasn't the masked figure who entered. It was a woman. Tall, elegant, wearing a long dark coat. Hair tied in a perfect bun. Her heels clicked softly against the floor as she stepped closer. Mrs. Clark. I froze. I had imagined this moment so many times, but in every version. Mia was safe, Liam was beside me, and Mrs. Clark was the one who felt scared. But here, she stood calmly, powerful, unbothered. Ava? She said smoothly. You're awake. Good. I glared at her. Where is Mia? What have you done to her? She gave a faint smile. Your sister is alive. For now. Whether she stays that way depends on you. The coldness in her voice made my stomach twist. You're a monster, I breathed. She chuckled softly. No, dear. I'm a businesswoman. And your sister interfered with one of my transactions. My blood ran cold. What transaction? That doesn't concern you. Her eyes hardened. What concerns you is this: you're going to help me fix everything she ruined. I'll never help you? I snapped out. Mrs. Clark's smile sharpened. Oh, you will. Because if you don't, your sister won't see another sunrise. I clenched my fist so tight the zip tie bit into my skin. Before I could respond, the metal door opened again and the masked figure stepped inside. They moved silently, confidently, like someone who knew exactly what they were doing. Mrs. Clark turned toward them. Bring her. It's time. The masked figure yanked me to my feet. I gritted my teeth as pain shot up my arms. Let me go. I shouted. The figure leaned close and murmured, Not yet. The voice again. Distorted, but familiar enough to send a chill through me. They dragged me into a long hallway lined with old boxes and metal cabinets. At the far end was another door, this one with heavy locks and bars. My heart hammered. Mia? I whispered. A soft, muffled cry came from inside. My world cracked open. Mia? I screamed, trying to tear free. I'm here. I'm coming. Mrs. Clark sighed. Open it? The masked figure unlocked the door and pushed it open. There, in the corner, tied to a chair, bruised, weak, was my little sister. Her eyes lifted slowly. Ava? I fell to my knees beside her, tears blurring my vision. Mia, I'm here. I'm going to get you out of this, I promise. Mr. Merslark stood behind me, arms crossed. Touching. But we don't have time for reunions. I spun around. What do you want? Her expression shifted, cold, calculating. There's a drive. Your sister stole it from me. I need it back. I blinked. A drive? What's on it? She stepped closer. Names, transactions, contracts, things that could destroy powerful people. A pause. And if those files are released? Ava, people like you and your sister disappear, forever. I swallowed hard. So Mia stole it to expose you. Mrs. Stark laughed. Oh no, she stole it to protect you. My breath caught. What do you mean? And Mrs. Clark studied me with unsettling calm. You really don't know, do you? The masked figure shifted behind her as if uncomfortable, and Mrs. Clark's voice dropped soft and cruel. You weren't the one I wanted, Ava. Your sister took something meant for you. I froze. My mind blurred. My heart pounded. My throat tightened. What? What are you talking about? Mr. Merslark smiled. The person who hired me wants you. My entire body went cold. The masked figure stiffened as if trying to silence her, but she continued, and tonight. You're going to meet him. Before I could respond, the masked figure grabbed my shoulder and forced me up. Let her go. Mia cried weakly. I twisted, kicked, fought, but the masked figure was strong. Stronger than they should have been. Mrs. Stark stepped aside as I was dragged toward another door. My heart shattered hearing Mia sob behind me. Ava, don't leave me. Please. I screamed her name until my voice cracked. I'll come back for you, Mia. I promise. But the masked figure didn't stop. They shoved me into another dark room and locked the door behind us. Then slowly, they removed their mask, and when I saw the face underneath, my world stopped. When the mask came off, I felt the ground disappear beneath me. My breath turned sharp. My vision blurred. My entire body locked in shock. You? I whispered. The figure stood in front of me, face fully revealed under the dim hanging light. It was Ethan, Liam's older brother. The boy who had disappeared years ago. The boy Liam believed was dead. My hands trembled. Ethan, you're alive? He didn't step closer. He didn't look away. He just stared at me with cold, unreadable eyes. Ava, he said quietly. You shouldn't have come back. My throat tightened. Ethan, what is this? Why are you doing this? Why are you working with Mrs. Clark? His jaw clenched. I'm not working with her. She's working for me. My heart sank. This wasn't confusion. This wasn't someone hiding in fear. This was a man who made decisions. A man who controlled the danger. A man who had been hiding in the shadows longer than Warily Seedy forced myself to breathe. You kidnapped Mia? No, he snapped, almost offended. I saved her. What? My voice cracked. He ran a hand through his hair, frustrated. Ava, you don't understand. There are powerful people coming after you. You were supposed to be taken that night outside your house. But your sister interfered. She stole the drive and ran. Mrs. Clark wanted her dead. And you? I whispered. What did you want? His eyes flickered pain, regret, something almost human, but it vanished quickly. I wanted you safe. Safe, he said it like it meant something. I shook my head. Safe? You locked me in a basement, Ethan. That's because if I didn't take you first, he said, voice rising, someone else would have. And trust me, the people looking for you don't leave survivors. A cold shiver spread through my bones. I stepped back. Why me? Who wants me? He didn't answer immediately. His silence felt too heavy, too dangerous. Finally, he spoke. You know nothing about your father, do you? My heart lurched. What? What does my father have to do with this? Ethan exhaled, pacing once. He wasn't who you thought he was. He worked for the same organization that controls Mrs. Clark. He was one of their top agents until he betrayed them. My pulse thudded violently in my chest. My father? I whispered, no. He was just an engineer. He lied. Ethan cut in. His real work was underground, secret, illegal, deadly. And when he tried to leave, when he tried to run with his family, they punished him. They killed him. I staggered, gripping the wall. No, that's not true. My father died in an accident. Ethan stepped closer, his eyes sharp. Accidents don't happen to men like him. My world trembled, everything I ever believed, my past. My childhood, my father, it all felt like a collapsing house of cards. I whispered, if they wanted revenge on him, why me? Because, Ethan said, lowering his voice, he didn't betray them alone. My stomach twisted. Ethan's next words felt like a blade. Your father worked with mine. I stared at him stunned. Your father? Liam and Ethan's father? He nodded. They ran the operation together. And they betrayed it together. Your father died. But mine survived. I swallowed. Survived? Where is he? Ethan's expression hardened. He's the one who wants you. My blood froze. That's impossible, I whispered. Liam would have known his father was alive. Ethan shook his head. He doesn't know. And he can't know. Not yet. A tear slid down my face, but it wasn't fear. It was heartbreak. Liam, the one person I trusted completely, the one person fighting beside me. His father alive? Dangerous? Hunting me? My heart twisted painfully. I backed away. Ethan, please. Let me go. Let me get Nia and leave. He looked away for the first time. Voice cracking for a split second. You don't understand, Ava. If you walk out of here, you'll die before sunrise. So you expect me to trust you? I snapped. No, he whispered. I expect you to survive. Suddenly, the door behind him burst open. Boom. Ethan lunged forward, blocking me with his body as debris flew through the smoke. A silhouette appeared in the doorway. Gun raised. Jaw clenched. Eyes burning with fury. Liam. Ava, he said, voice shaking, step away from him. Ethan stood tall, unflinching. Liam's voice cracked in rage. You told me my brother died, Ethan, and now I find him doing this? Ethan lowered his weapon. Liam, listen to me. No, Liam snarled. You don't get to talk. He looked at me. Ava, come here, now? Ethan's hand twitched. Don't, Liam tightened his grip. Let her choose. My heart pounded violently. 2 brothers. 1 truth. 1 lie. Both dangerous. Both staring at me, waiting for my next move, and I realized who I chose. Would change everything. Asterisk for a moment. The world froze. Liam on one side, eyes full of anger, betrayal, and something else. Fear. Ethan on the other, haunted, tense, and ready to pull me behind him if Liam fired, and me. Standing between 2 brothers whose past was far darker than I ever imagined. Ava, Liam repeated, voice trembling. Come here, please. Ethan whispered sharply, don't move. He doesn't understand what he's walking into. I held up both hands, tears burning behind my eyes. Stop, both of you. Just let me think. Liam's jaw tightened. There's nothing to think about. He kidnapped you. He took Mia. He works with those people. Ethan shot back. I saved her. I saved Ava. You're the one who has no idea what you're dealing with. Liam took a step forward, gun raised. And you're the one who disappeared for 4 years, leaving us to think you were dead. And now I find you helping the same monsters who ruined our lives. Ethan didn't flinch. I wasn't helping them. I infiltrated them. To stop them. Liam laughed a bitter, broken sound. You expect me to believe that? My heart cracked. Two brothers fighting because of a truth buried too deep, too long. I stepped forward, voice shaking. Liam, he told me about your father. Liam froze instantly. A darkness washed over his face. Don't say his name, he whispered. Not here. Not now. Ethan lowered his eyes. You were lied to, Liam, by all of them. Liam's hand trembled around the gun. Ethan, don't do this. Ethan took a slow breath. He's alive. Liam staggered backwards like he'd been punched. No, you're lying. You're lying. I rushed toward him instinctively, grabbing his arm. Liam, he told me everything. Your father didn't die. He went underground. He's working with the same people who killed my dad. Liam shook his head violently. Stop. Just stop. My father died in front of me. I saw. Ethan interrupted quietly. You saw what they wanted you to see. Liam swallowed hard, tears forming in his eyes. Why? Why would he leave us? Why would he leave me? Ethan's eyes softened, a rare, painful vulnerability. He left because we were targets. Because the organization was coming after all of us. He left to keep you alive, Liam, to keep us hidden. The silence that followed felt suffocating. Then, footsteps thundered in the hallway outside. Ethan stiffened. They found us. Who? I whispered. He looked at me with urgency. The people hunting you. The ones your father betrayed. And they're not leaving without you. Liam cursed, pulling me behind him. We need to move now. But Ethan blocked the door. I'll hold them off. You two escape. Liam's eyes widened. No, Ethan, I'm not losing you again. Ethan turned, his face filled with a quiet sadness. You lost me 4 years ago. This is just me returning. That favor. Boom, another explosion rocked the hallway. The lights flickered violently. My heart raced as shadows moved behind the door. Ethan shoved a small flash drive into my hand. Take this. It's everything. The truth about both our families. I stared at it, stunned. He grabbed my shoulders. Listen to me, Ava. There's something you need to know. Your father didn't just betray the organization. He stole something from them. Something powerful. Something they want back. My breath hitched. What did he take? Ethan opened his mouth to answer, but the door blew inward. A blast of smoke and splintered wood knocked all three of us to the floor. Dark figures in black tactical gear stormed in. Ethan jumped up first. Grabbing a metal rod and swinging with brutal precision, Liam pulled me behind a fallen cabinet. Returning fire, chaos erupted. Gunshots, shouting, advanced fighting. Like a man with nothing left to lose, a masked soldier aimed at me. I screamed, but Liam tackled him before he could shoot. Ethan grabbed me by the wrist, dragging me toward a back exit. You have to go now. Liam yelled after us. Ava, don't you dare leave me. I turned back, my chest splitting in two. Liam fought desperately, surrounded but still pushing through. Ethan pulled harder. Ava, move. The door behind us burst open again. Mrs. Clark stepped inside. Her cold smile sliced through the chaos. TSK. Tisk, she sighed. I warned you, Ava. You were meant to come quietly. Ethan growled. You won't touch her? Mrs. Clark lifted a pistol slowly, deliberately. Oh, Ethan. You never understood. She was never the target. She aimed at me. She is. Ethan shoved me aside as the gun fired. The bullet hit him. A horrifying sound ripped through the room. Liam screamed. Ethan. I crawled toward Ethan, my hands shaking violently. Ethan. No, stay with me. He coughed, blood pooling beneath him. Ava, listen. His hand trembled as he grabbed my arm. Your father. He didn't steal data. He stole a person. My heart stopped. A person? I whispered. Ethan nodded weakly. A child. My eyes widened. What child? Ethan gave a broken, heartbreaking smile. You. And then, his hand slipped from mine. I stood frozen in the dark hallway, my breath shallow, my heartbeat fierce inside my chest. Liam's message was still open on my phone. Ava, don't trust anyone inside the house. I'm coming. But he didn't know the truth. He didn't know they already had Mia again, and he definitely didn't know who had betrayed us. I tightened my grip on the small USB in my hand, the one containing the full security footage. The names, the transfers, the proof of every single person involved in the trafficking ring. The evidence was enough to destroy powerful people, including someone I once trusted. A creak echoed behind me. I spun instantly. Going somewhere, Ava? Mr. Merslark stepped out of the shadows, calm as ever, dressed in her signature dark blue suit. Her expression was gentle, but her eyes, those cold, calculating eyes, told me everything. She knew. She knew I had the footage, and she knew I was planning to expose her. I forced myself to speak. Where's Mia? Mrs. Clark smiled like she was greeting a guest at a charity gala. She's safe. For now. Her future depends on your next choice. My stomach twisted. My choice? You kidnapped her. You destroyed her life. And yet, she interrupted softly, she's still alive because of me. Her voice was almost soothing, and that terrified me even more. I shook my head. This ends tonight. It does, she agreed. But it ends the way I decide. Suddenly, two men stepped from behind her security, tall, armed, faces blank. I instinctively backed up, but there was nowhere to go. The hallway behind me was a dead end. MMRS Clark lifted a hand. No harm. Not yet. Let the girl speak. Girl, she said it like I was insignificant. I straightened my shoulders. I have everything on this chip. Every shipment. Every name. Every girl you sold. Every person you paid off. When I release this, you won't, she said calmly. Because you love your sister. My heart clenched. You're threatening the wrong person, I whispered. I'm not scared of you anymore. Her smile vanished. But she is. Those 3 words hit harder than any slap. Mia, my Mia, she had been so brave. But she was still a 25-year-old girl who just wanted her normal life back. Mr. Merslack stepped closer until she was only an arm's length from me. I could smell her perfume, expensive, suffocating like roses dipped in poison. Give me the chip, she said. And you walk out alive. Both of you. My throat tightened. She was lying. I could feel it. Even if I handed her the chip, she would kill us both, because that's what people like her did. They erased threats. I slid the USB into my pocket. No, Mrs. Stark exhaled slowly, almost disappointed. I was afraid of that. She turned to her men. Bring her? Before they could move, the world exploded. Glass shattered. A body hit the floor. A gunshot cracked the silence, and then, Ava, down. Liam, he burst through the far door like a storm, grabbing my arm, pulling me behind a pillar just as bullets ripped past us. Dust filled the air. The guards scrambled, shouting orders. Moving tactically. MMRS Clark disappeared behind them. Protected like a queen, Liam pressed his back against the pillar, breathing hard. You okay? No, I gasped. They have Mia again. I know. I tracked her signal. She's in the underground storage area. We can still reach her, but we need to move fast. Bullets cracked again. We ducked lower. I whispered. She'll kill Mia the moment Sheriel is squeezed. Liam looked at me, not angry. Not afraid, just determined. We'll get her before that happens. I wanted to believe him. I wanted that hope to swallow the fear clawing at my chest off, but Mrs. Clark's voice echoed distantly through the hallway. Calm and chilling. Find them. Bring Ava alive. Kill the boy. My blood ran cold. Liam didn't react. He simply looked at me and nodded. Follow my lead. No matter what happens. Don't stop. He grabbed my hand, pulled me up, and we sprinted across the hallway. Gunfire exploded behind us, echoing through the mansion. We slid behind a doorway, down a staircase, through a narrow service corridor that smelled of dust and chemicals. Every sound felt sharper. Every shadow felt dangerous. Every step was a race against death. Finally, we reached a reinforced metal door. The underground holding area. Liam pressed a finger to his lips. He listened. A voice. A girl's voice. Mia. My heart almost burst. Liam forced the lock. The door clicked open. We slipped inside. And then I saw her. Mia, alive, tied to a chair, bruised, scared, but breathing. Ava? She whispered, eyes filling with tears. I ran to her, pulling her into my arms, my whole body shaking. You found me. Yorli found me. I will always find you, I whispered fiercely. Always. But the moment lasted only seconds because behind us, a slow clap echoed through the room. Cold, confident, deadly. Mrs. Clark stepped out of the shadows. You really thought, she said softly, that I wouldn't be waiting for this moment. And I felt it. The final battle had begun. Mrs. Clark's heels clicked slowly against the concrete floor as she stepped toward us, each sound slicing through the cold underground room like a blade. Her expression was calm, too calm, as if she had rehearsed this moment. Liam stepped in front of me and Mia, his arms stretched behind him protectively. Stay back, he whispered. And Mrs. Clark didn't stop walking. You two have been a disappointing inconvenience, she said softly. But every story has an ending, even yours. I felt Mia's trembling hand in mine. Her voice shook. Ava, I'm scared. I squeezed her fingers. Not anymore. I promise. Mr. Merslack raised a hand and 3 armed guards emerged from behind the crates. They surrounded us with military precision, weapons ready. We were trapped. No exits, no cover. Liam leaned closer to me. Ava, do you trust me? Yes. Then be ready to move. Before I could ask what he meant, Mrs. Stark spoke again. Hand me the evidence, Ava. The USB. Give it to me, and Mia walks out alive. I stared at her, my blood burning with anger. Even if I hand it over, you'll kill us. She smiled faintly. You're smarter than most. So she wasn't hiding it anymore. She was simply tired of pretending. My hands curled into fists. Then this is your last night. And Mrs. Clark tilted her head. Oh, and who will end it? You? Liam's fingers subtly tapped twice on my arm, our silent signal. Move on my count. 2, 1. Now he pushed me and Mia behind a pillar just as a guard fired. The bullet grazed the concrete, dust exploding around us. Liam dove forward, slamming into the nearest guard. The gun skidded across the floor. Liam rolled, grabbed it, and fired twice clean, precise shots. 2 guards down. Mrs. Clark didn't flinch. She simply took a step back and nodded to the last guard. And this? He raised his gun toward Mia, toward my sister. My heart stopped. Nitrogen monoxide. I lunged forward, grabbing a thick metal pipe from the floor. Without thinking, I swung it with everything I had. The impact echoed through the room. The guard collapsed instantly. But pain exploded in my shoulder as Mrs. Clark struck me from behind. I fell, the pipe clattering away. She grabbed my hair, jerked me up, her voice a hiss against my ear. You should have stayed away, Ava. People like you never win. I struggled, kicking Bob backwards, but she was stronger than I expected. She slammed me against the wall, pinning me with her elbow across my throat. This entire operation took me years, she whispered. You ruined it. You ruined everything. My vision blurred. My lungs burned. But then I saw Mia behind her, untied, wide-eyed, holding the metal pipe I'd dropped. Mia, I croaked. Run, but she didn't run. She lifted the pipe with shaking hands. And before Mrs. Clark could turn, Mia hit her, once, twice, 3 times. Ms. Merslar collapsed to the floor, gasping in shock, her hand reaching toward the blood pooling beneath her. Her eyes widened as if she couldn't understand how she so powerful, so untouchable, was finally bleeding. Mia dropped the pipe, sobbing. Ava, I didn't mean to. I caught her before she fell apart. You saved my life, I whispered, holding her tight. You saved both of us. Liam rushed to us, breathing hard, sweat dripping down his forehead. He knelt beside Mrs. Stark, checking her pulse. She's alive, he said. Barely. She'd confess everything when the police get here. I nodded, a strange mix of relief and exhaustion crashing through me. It was over. After everything, every chase, every lie, every nightmare, it was finally ending. But then Mrs. Clark's fingers twitched. Her voice cracked out, weak but venomous. You think? You've won? Ava? You have no idea. Who's above me? I froze. Above her? There was someone else? Liam stiffened. Ava, don't listen. She's trying to scare you. Her eyes locked onto mine, dark and desperate. You can't hide. They will come for you. For all of you. Then her body went still. The room fell silent. Completely silent. Mia sobbed into my shoulder. Liam checked again, no pulse this time. And Mrs. Clark was dead. For a moment, none of us moved. We simply existed in the stillness, breathing the same cold air, feeling the weight of everything that had just happened. Then Liam stood. We need to go, now, before backup arrives. I nodded. My legs trembled as I pulled Maya close. We left the underground room behind, leaving the blood, the fear, and Mr. Merslark's warning echoing in the cold darkness. Once outside, the night air hit my face like a rebirth. Sirens wailed in the distant sighs Liam had called earlier. Helicopters circled far above. But I felt no safety. Not yet. Not with Mrs. Clark's last words burning in my mind. You have no idea who's above me. As we reached the road, Mia slipped her hand into mine. Ava, are we free now? I looked at her. At Liam, at the night sky. And I wished I could say yes. But the truth trembled inside me like a cold wind. We're not free, I whispered. Not yet. Because this wasn't the end. This was only the beginning of something far bigger. Something darker. Something just coming for us. Final ending words. The real enemy is still out there.